Well, hey, Virgos, you queens. Let's see what's going on with you. We're healing you. We're talking about what you're healing right now. Lots going on in Aries, new moon, Jupiter expanding the power of the wounded healer, Mercury running through there really quickly. We're going to be looking at the sun there for a little bit longer. So particularly that encounter between Jupiter and the wounded healer is causing us to ask, what are you healing? Readings have been really cool, and let's see what's going on with you. We're using Mystic Mondays as our oracle, as our starter outer to ask this very basic question. What is Virgo healing? You are healing your King of Cups. This is your deep emotional wisdom. You're quiet. You don't open up about your feelings. So maybe this is going to be a reading about getting you to open up about your feelings. I just love this particular King of Cups. He's very much sort of in the background. He's not asserting himself. I just always feel like he's kind of moving away into his emotional depths, but very, very privately. So if you relate to that, we'll find out more. King of Cups is a Scorpio energy. We have Pluto moving into Aquarius. It's also that watery energy that comes with Pisces, and Saturn has moved into Pisces. So we are looking at all of that energy. What did I said? I hope I said Pluto's moving into Aquarius out of Capricorn. If I misspoke, I have now corrected that. On the bottom, we have one card, the High Priestess. This is something that you intuitively know. It's in the secret realm. It's your spiritual side. Very cool. So I'm very interested, Virgo, in this story about what you are healing. So we're going to ask 5 questions, get a little bit more in depth, get some advice, and then we will clarify. And the Muse Tarot loves talking to mutable signs because you are 2 in 1, and you help us with our transitions because you live 1 foot in, I think you bring us into fall. No, Libra brings us into fall. No, Libra brings us into fall. You bring us into, you have to bring us into fall. Virgo, you're in September. So I'm confused. Don't worry about me. I'll come back. Oh, it's because Libra is not mutable, but I always want to make it so. Okay. So we're still here after that. Let's ask the cards what they know, because they're so smart. They're smarter than I am. So what is the nature of this healing? This is in your mind. The voices, the swords. This is an 8 of voices. You feel trapped. So I'm going to say you have a feeling and you have trouble expressing it. It's like it's trapped. And the reason it's trapped is because you do it, your mind does it to you. It says, oh, you shouldn't say that. This is really common for people to do this. So you're private. The King of Cups is private because he is looking out for his kingdom. So he can be maybe a little codependent in that regard. And the High Priestess is here. She's very secretive. So you're literally trapping, and I love that this is the 8 of voices in this deck. So you are literally keeping silent because your mind has you in rapture to a bunch of stories about what you feel. You need to trap it. You need to be quiet. So this is what you're healing. And I agree with the tarot. This is a good thing to heal. We want to know your truth, Virgo. All right, so here's some practical advice for healing this. Well, the Page of Inspiration is a great communicator. So the Page of Inspiration is also not afraid to say something that is weird or doesn't fit with the norms. They're often somebody from a different country. They're young. I like to understand the youth of the Page of Inspiration. They're young because they're not a part of it. They're not entrenched in it. they have an outsider viewpoint, and they're not afraid to speak from that. So don't worry if what you say is going to be received like, are you crazy? The High Priestess here tells me, and the King of Cups tells me, that it's deeply emotionally wise, and it's intuitively deeply understood, and it's wise in that High Priestess way is very different from the Hierophant, who's very much about norms and structures of power. She's outside of that. And the Page of Inspiration or the Page of Wands, you can see she's a wild girl with her wild hair. And she always has her black kitty cat, who also is like very mystical and wise. So if you have pets, and your pets, and you have a thing, listen to your pets. Oh yeah, there's 2 cats here, and they both have like the eerie circles of wisdom. Okay, so very interesting. Always with mutable signs, we get a kind of dual nature. I've known and loved so many Virgos. You can be so warm, and then you just go away into hermit mode. And so that's how I see Virgos. How do you see yourself? The High Priestess is making me think about, here's the one way you can be, and here's the other way you can be, right? So looking at these, which are your 2 ways of being? How do people know you in the world in 2 ways? And when you're one, you're not the other. It's almost like you're bipolar. It feels extreme from the outside. But it's an awesome power. It helps us all with change and acceptance. So you're part cat and you're part pink-haired kid here. Okay? The practical advice is speak freely, like the Page of Wands. But the Page of Wands or the Page of Inspiration, another great word to bring into this. You go from my voice is trapped to I speak freely from my inspiration. Excellent advice. We'll get more help with that because that's easier than it sounds, right? All right, so let's get some impractical advice. That's the advice of Saturn. Saturn just moved into Pisces, so we're asking, what's the impractical advice? This is the leap of faith of the gardener, right? Currently, I look out my window, there's snow. I'm a gardener. I've planted flowers all throughout my yard. Winter is watering those flowers, but then with the 7 of materials, it's like you put all this work in, and then you just have to sit back and hope that it blooms. And so this takes it out of your power. So there is some piece of this, which is coming in for me. This can be a stagnant energy. It says, wait, there's nothing you can do. It's your earth energy. The materials are pentacles in this deck. It's materials, but it's the suit of pentacles of earth, and you are an earth sign, as you probably know. So in that way that you know, again, with the High Priestess, you intuitively know this better than the people who aren't earth signs. It's almost like if I think about September, planting bulbs, knowing they're not going to bloom this year, but they will. When the snow melts, the first thing that comes up is going to be those bulbs that you planted. And so that's what I think the 7 of materials is talking about. That kind of thing where you did something and you definitely took action. You gardened, you planted the seeds, and then you wait. And it can be frustrating for people outside of you that you just wait. But you're trusting. It's like I manifested and it will come. So it has that energy for me here. Okay, the tarot wants you to know something that you don't know. And it is about the truth. It's an Ace of Voices, an Ace of Swords. So there's the truth coming in on the wings of this owl, often representing the suit of air and swords and of the intellect and the mind. A truth is not always easy, my dear. You can see the prayer flags here. I know almost nothing about that except somebody told me, or I Googled it. The wind blows through these flags, and when they do, all the prayers get read. So again, there's a kind of feeling of nature, the earth, the wind. There's It's going to come in despite you. So there's a truth coming in. That's what we know right now. We'll try to find out more about that. Whether that's what you're supposed to speak of, we shall see. Page of Inspiration and the Ace of Voices, they kind of are reminding me of each other because the pink hair, it's looking like be this part of you. If you're having to choose, be the part of you that's not afraid to be weird. Okay. How you will embody this healing. Beautiful Knight of Inspiration. Beautiful, beautiful, passionate, creative embodiment. This beautiful horse. I think of one of my Virgos who is a horse person. So this must be for you, especially my dear. That's a beautiful wild horse. Again, it's wild, it's untamed, it's charismatic, it's passionate, it's desiring, it's beautiful, beautiful way of embodying this healing. Like to go from this reserved, like remember he's receding with his feelings, to this riding forward, fully charged. This, it's like I can see the horses are kind of in a ring, right? You can see the lights here. So this is like, it feels like a public display of wildness. I love it. This is very different from, I can't talk. My head says I can't talk. It's too weird. People won't understand what I have to say. I should keep my feelings to myself. You know, I don't want to cause X, Y, and Z to happen in the world by talking. It makes me think of friends of mine who say, you're not that powerful. One card, it's a repetition. It's the King of Cups. This one has the two sides of you quietly drinking your feelings. And meanwhile, it's coming out of you, whether you speak it or not. So what this adds for me is that if you don't talk about your feelings, they come out anyway, right? They're just going to pour out in your body language or energetically. So you might as well say it directly. So be direct instead of... All right, so let's clarify. 8 of Voices. This is the nature of this healing. It feels like coming out of silence, out of the trap of your mind. What else? The Knave of Wands. That's your Page of Inspiration. Again, beautiful, young weirdo. I call it the card of the queer. Maybe that you're queer, gay, lesbian, trans, non-binary, but what I mean is you see what is from the outside. You're like, those rules are dumb, right? That's the kind of Knave of Wands energy. Then there is a 3 of Pentacles. Beautiful music. I see her very quietly putting her head down and playing music. It's very artistic. 3 of Pentacles is very much about making something real from a vision. And it's usually about working with other people to do so. She's actually working with other energies like an instrument and inspiration and her own musical genius. I've never looked into these pentacles, but I did today. So let me show you all this beautiful, magical representation of music, art as reality. This is a Klimt deck. It's absolutely gorgeous. And thirdly, a 4 of Wands. Being your true self. Being with the people that get you. It's very stable, very much about authenticity. It's love, it's soulmate connection. I mean, I'm just thinking about the last reading I gave you called Queen. And it was definitely about being a queen and recognizing your queen status. This is again reiterating that of like, play the music that you have to play. The people that deserve to be with you will get it. Your Four of Wands people are going to love it. Play it. You feel trapped. You have the genius of the Page of Inspiration. You have the insight. Perhaps you're artistic. Forget what people say. That's what this is about. Okay, well, let's look at this practical advice of the Page of Inspiration, which is just go ahead and be weird. Don't worry about being weird, that kind of advice. So let's see. Two of Swords. This is the dilemma that your mind traps you in. This is what it feels like. Okay, so it just says there's a decision that you need to make, and it's in your head. A Six of Wands. There is victory. There is recognition by others. Beautiful. Yeah, very, very. She's awesome. She's very much a person who is respected and seen as wise. Six of Wands is all about people seeing that you're right. And again, Wands and the Page of Wands. Carry your truth forward like the Knight of Swords. Yep, speak your truth. Pick it, choose it, make the decision. You will be victorious. Ride forward, say your truth. It will be recognized. Simple. In the struggle, you will be victorious when you speak the truth. Okay. Impractical advice. Seemed very practical. Trust. I guess it's a leap of faith. Trust the seed you planted will bloom. The snow will melt. The earth will open up, and those bulbs will push through the mud and bloom. Yes, judgment. Very strange judgment, very much about the idea that you are chosen, you get to ascend to heaven if you live your life correctly. That's what's coming. That's a big thing. That's a big leap of faith, right? We have here the Knight of Cups. Goes heart forth, open-hearted, the classy love offer. And the Emperor, decisive leader energy. Very different from the King of Cups. Came up as intention in the Sagittarius reading with the King of Cups. So the Emperor, this is card of Aries. This is where all this healing is happening. This is where the centaur, half human, half horse, Chiron, the wounded healer, is in Aries. And so we have the centaur in Aries. Okay. This process of healing, there's some part of it that is really happening whether you participate in it or not, but you did lay some groundwork for it. And I want to say, look back to before winter. There is something coming in about, we've got this Libra full moon. So if you go back to the Libra new moon, you set some intentions. They may be coming, bearing fruit, blooming on April 6th when Libra has its full moon. So you get that completion of those intentions that you set potentially here. But yeah, this is a healing that lifts you up out of the current level of the video game of life and takes you to the next level. It's like you won. You're recognized. That's what victory, the Six of Wands, tells me. When you ride forward with the truth, like this Knight of Swords. So that's your practical advice. Say it. Your impractical, spiritual, woo, dreamy flow advice is you already set this going. Chiron and Jupiter are engaged together. Mercury's passing through, the sun's passing through. There's all of this healing that's happening right now as a result of what's happening out there. And yep, that's the you just have to wait and trust part of your reading. So what's hidden from you? There's some kind of truth. Maybe we can find out more about that. Let's see. What is this truth? This is what's hidden. Can you unhide it? Tarot, something is coming in. That's a little Knave of Cups. More young energy. Sort of light-hearted. It's an emotional truth. Not too serious. And we get strength. Card of Leo, card of rising to your most high self, able to put in the bag your dark self, be your best self. So that's, again, some more of that dual, beautiful Virgos being 2 in 1. So it's so much that warm, loving side that makes Virgo so wonderful to be around. Here, what else? A tower. There's a surprise. Okay, tower. Something built on a shaky foundation, the universe will bring it down. The truth is coming. I can't tell you what it is. It's going to surprise you. The way to receive this truth, it's an emotional truth. It might not even seem that big. But it says here, be sure that when you get this shock, that you rise to your highest self. In other words, be mature, be loving, be graceful. You're very good at this, Virgo. Yeah. Towers are coming up in my readings too. When I just read cards for myself. They came up in the new moon in Aries reading that I did for the collective that's on the channel. So is there going to be one tower? In that reading, it said it unites us across differences. Across a kind of 2 of sword difference here. Because this is telling me, Virgo, that you have something to say. I think that there's something that will happen. And the truth that you bring, I feel like this truth is yours to bring, because this is about you opening up. You want to come from that Page of Cups, that simple, sweet nature that you can have. And you want to push down and restrain any part of you that wants to feed into an ugly fray. And that you can actually have a very positive effect by contributing from your best self. It's a kind of leadership or setting an example by being like, well, as a page of inspiration, it seems to me that this tower is positive. It was built on crappy foundation. It had to come down. Let me turn this and look at it in the most loving, beautiful, open-hearted way. That's the advice here. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this tower. I'm curious. There was some weather in Mississippi last night. So I guess we're all having our individual, our local, our national. This feels global, whatever this tower. We're having some weather. Okay, how you look, how you embody this, healing going forward. Beautiful. Free within the spotlight, inspiring, like the most beautiful thing we've ever seen. There's that queen energy again, right? Let's see. Okay. The 9 of Cups. This is a funny 9 of Cups. She's about emotional contentment, fulfillment, wish fulfillment, feeling rich. The Knave of Pentacles, very sweet, grounded, valuing the little things. Yeah, there's a real sweetness to how you're appearing here, Virgo. And thirdly, the Devil. Addiction, codependence, self-defeating thoughts. It's also desire. It's what the Strength card pushes down. On the bottom here, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Hierophant. I knew the Hierophant was going to come up for you. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles, it's a new, practical, earthy beginning. And the Hierophant, structural power. Yes, no. Marriage. He's like, it's the Pope. And then we have, so strength is on the table. It shows you having strength to defeat, which defeats the devil in the future. Maybe as a result of this process of healing, you become ready to confront that devil in the future. I'm going to have to pull more cards. I don't ever do that, but I want you to, like, this Knight of Inspiration is so beautiful. And so then I can read the devil as like the way that the Knight of Inspiration can be kind of a player, can be very sexy and not commit, but just has a lot of fun. So with the Nine of Cups, I can see that personal satisfaction. I see that beautiful Virgo sweet earthiness here, and the then there's the devil. So let's clarify this devil, huh? We don't want to just have that stuck here, do we? Let me pull this nice. Bring in another deck. We got the whole deck here. What is this future Knight of Inspiration? How's the devil coming up here for Virgos? We got to know this. We must know this. Oh, we want to shuffle. This is serious. Okay. Just going to get 3 cards. Find out what's this devil got going on here in Virgo's future. 6 of Cups. Inner child work. Soulmate connection. Nostalgia. Okay. What else? 4 of Swords. Healing your mind. And an 8 of Cups. Leaving because you're not content. So we do see you moving. You're moving from one place to another in the future. It's as a result. There's something that comes up. I think this tower maybe. There's something that's going to come up from your past. It's going to surprise you. It comes up because you're looking so good. We can see that the 4 of Swords, like, look at her hands. She's like, she resists outsiders. She says, I need to heal. My mind is not right. And then I actually think this one is not you. I think this one leaves, because I just feel like in the future you're looking so amazing and you're content on yourself that somebody from the past shows up. You say, I'm healing, and they leave. So that's what I think happens here, Virgo. Yeah, to reinforce that. Oh, nice. Okay. To reinforce that, we have you resisting. That's the card of resistance, of having integrity. There's some other, this is we've seen the 4 of Wands here. Yeah, this is 4 of Wands. It's like when you are yourself and you find your people, you're not going to actually even be tempted by that devil. Yeah, there's some kind of an Ace of Cups. There's a new love, self-love here that helps you resist that, and you continue to go forward like the Knight of Swords, carrying the truth. So there's somebody from your past who messed with your mind. That's why you needed that message last time about being a queen. They're coming back in the future because you look good. But you're gonna honor yourself. This is you loving you. You're honoring you know your worth here, right? You're gorgeous. You don't need that turkey. So this turkey, and that's why this is the perfect deck to pull, because Six of Cups is a beautiful card, but this person is grabbing a hold of her and she says no to him. Right? And I always think it kind of ruins the Six of Cups, but it's the perfect Six of Cups for this devil. This person got in your head, Virgo. They got in your head and they made you feel like you weren't good enough and you didn't deserve love. This process of you coming out and speaking your truth as this page of inspiration that gives you victory and recognition and has you really in a position of leadership that helps everybody rise to their highest self. It makes this person want to come back towards you, but you are able to resist because you have a community or a person, or there's love around you because you've emerged out of isolation. And you've been in isolation would be what we learn here, and this is what you're healing. So that's really cool. It makes sense to me. I hope this helps you, Virgo. I can't remember if I said something about this, so turn this off if I already did, but I am raising a little money and I'm selling readings. I will make a video and email it to you, and for a little donation, you will help me pay for a car wreck. I was hit by an uninsured motorist. I'll put information about that beneath this video. And shoot me a text or a message through that email address and I will arrange things with you. I would greatly appreciate the patronage, but obviously if you like a reading and you want a personal one, it's a kind of safe way to get a reading in a quick, efficient way, and people have liked them. They watch them several times and have had excellent feedback. Would be happy to do it for you, Virgo. Okay, let me know. Have a beautiful day.